Turning now to Sterling to talk about a park fundraiser. This summer, the city wants to open a new riverfront park, but to do so, it needs some donations. So joining us today on The Current is Terry McGuire from the new Sterling Riverfront Foundation. Terry, thanks for being here.
Thank you very much, Janet. It's great to be here.
Yeah, so first of all, I know we've kind of been covering the plans for the park, but remind us what it's all going to look like.
The park will be a 26-acre complex along the Sterling Riverfront on the Rock River, right in downtown Sterling. It'll have a playground, a splash pad, a pavilion that we'll be able to host events at, eventually a Veterans Memorial, and then also a skating rink.
And then, of course, you guys have some construction going on, so talk to me a little bit about all that.
Well, the groundbreaking was last October. The construction is going on as we speak. A beautiful day like today, I'm sure they're down there, getting everything prepared, getting the site prepared, and we hope to have the opening in early July, a soft opening probably in June.
And you mentioned there's 3 phases of the project. What are those different phases, and what's the status of funding for those so far?
So the first phase is completely funded, and that will be the splash pad, the playground, the pavilion area, and then some parking. And then the second phase will be the amphitheater that will be behind the pavilion building for events and concerts. And then the third phase will be the skating ribbon. And we've had such strong community engagement, especially related to the fundraising effort, that we believe that we're going to be able to merge some of those phase 2 and phase 3 features into phase 1. So they'll be ready by July as well.
I know some people might be wondering, because the city is paying for parts of it, but people might want to know that why you guys are taking donations too for it.
Well, the city funded the first phase, and that was the original plan. And part of the foundation and part of the Riverfront Commission was getting community engagement. And we started this process around 3 years ago. And we interviewed different groups within the city, young families, senior citizens, and veterans, a variety of other groups. And we asked them what components they would want in the park. And it became very clear that the city had a wonderful vision, but it was pretty expansive for all the things we could put in the park. And so that's why we decided to form the foundation, to bring in some fundraising, some additional funds to add those additional components from the original build. And so that's where we came up with the phase 2 and the phase 3, and that's what the fundraising is helping us achieve.
Well, and this next question kind of goes off of that, but what do you think this Riverfront Park is going to add to Sterling?
I think immediately it's going to add some wonderful functional space for the residents of Sterling and really the residents of the area of Northwest Illinois. The splash pad especially, the key thing about the build of the park and the design of the park is that it's going to be a full year, a 12-month park. So we'll have the ice skating ribbon. We'll be able to use that in the summer as well. We'll have a splash pad. We'll be able to have events at the river. Eventually, we'll also be including a launch pad for kayaks and canoes at the Riverfront Park. And so immediately it's just going to be a multi-use, really nice recreational area for the community and for the area. But longer term, we believe that it's really going to help reactivate or create a really dynamic environment for the downtown of Sterling. And it's going to draw, we believe, additional interest from outside parties that would invest in the city in terms of some of the building space that's down there as well.
Well, I can imagine that splash pad is going to be very popular in the summer. But real quick, before I let you go, tell us about the meeting you guys are having next week.
Well, the Riverfront Commission meets once a month, and we just make sure that between the city and the builders, the developers of the land, that everyone is keeping on track. Everyone is staying focused on getting this open by the June-July time period. And then things that come up, we cover things that come up. But the commission has been very active for the last 3 years, meeting once a month, getting community input, sharing that input, and then making decisions and presenting them to the city of Sterling and the city council.
Well, Terry, thanks so much for being here with us today.
All right. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
For you guys at home, you can find more information on the Riverfront Park project and the Sterling Riverfront Foundation on our website, WQAD.com.